After 7 years of intertwined lives, the evening began unremarkably, though a quiet tension lingered beneath the surface. I had reserved a spot at her favorite Italian bistro, eager to surprise her with a cozy dinner. As we took our seats, her behavior struck me as peculiar. Her fork merely toyed with her pasta, her eyes flitting between her phone and the restaurant's entrance. I attributed it to fatigue from her grueling work schedule, blind to the deeper truth simmering just out of sight. When our main courses were served, I attempted to brighten the atmosphere with a humorous anecdote from my day. But her expression stayed blank, her gaze locked on her plate as if it were unfamiliar. Worried, I gently asked if something was troubling her. Her eyes met mine, sharp and detached, before she said, "We need to have a conversation." I carefully placed my fork down, a heavy unease settling in my chest. She took a deep breath, as though steeling herself for a leap into frigid waters, and with eerie calm declared, "I've been seeing someone else." The word struck with a weight that was clear and undeniable. I stared at her, questioning if I'd misunderstood. For a fleeting moment, time seemed to pause. The world didn't collapse in a grand spectacle. It simply shifted, leaving everything slightly off balance. Around us, other patrons chatted on, unaware of the rift forming in our shared existence. I reached for my water, took a deliberate sip and murmured, "I appreciate your honesty." It was the only response I could manage. My composure seemed to catch her off guard. Perhaps she'd expected outrage or sorrow, but I lacked the energy for drama. For months, I'd noticed the widening gap between us. Late evenings, clipped replies, stolen glances. Deep inside, I'd sensed something was wrong. She started to elaborate, explaining it wasn't intentional, that their connection had sparked unexpectedly, that she never meant to wound me. Her words felt practiced, as though she'd rehearsed them in her mind repeatedly. I nodded, not in approval, but to let her complete her carefully prepared monologue. When she finished, her eyes sought mine, yearning for forgiveness or relief from her remorse. I gave her neither. Instead, I neatly folded my napkin, set it on the table and said, "I hope he's what you've been looking for." A trace of regret flashed across her face, but it couldn't erase her revelation. We sat in silence until the bill arrived. I settled it without a word. As we stepped outside, she asked if I'd be fine driving home alone. A faint laugh escaped my lips. "I'll get by," I replied, walking into the crisp night air, no longer holding on to illusions. The drive home was silent, but my thoughts buzzed, sifting through memories like scenes from an old movie. Our first outing, the rhythm of our wedding dance, late-night giggles on the couch. I didn't cry or fall apart. I let the memories float by like drifting clouds. Upon reaching home, I packed a small bag and left for the night. I needed space, not just from her, but from the crushing weight of a life that had grown intolerable. I stayed at a friend's place, and for the first time in ages, I slept without checking my phone. In the days that followed, I didn't reach out to her. She sent a few messages, but I left them unanswered. There was nothing more to say. She had chosen her course, and now I had to find mine. 2 weeks later, I initiated the separation process. She didn't resist. Perhaps she felt relieved. Perhaps her heart had already moved on long before that dinner. Either way, I felt an unexpected sense of freedom. It's strange how someone else's truth can set you free. I didn't seek closure. Her confession had provided it. Now each morning, I wake and breathe more easily, knowing the betrayal is behind me, and I no longer have to share my life with someone who didn't value it. Looking back on that evening, I harbor no regrets about my response.